has finally arrived. India versus Pakistan at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. All roads lead to the Narendra Modi Stadium today in Ahmedabad, as there are going to be 130,000 fans in stands, and predominantly it's going to be a sea of blue. You can see a lot of these fans that are starting to arrive here just many hours before the match. आज बहुत excited है.
The amount of support you are seeing right now, after 10-12 hours, we will more excited because India is going to win this match.
Yes.
We are confident.
Confident about the victory?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many have come and where have you come from?
I am from Mirzapur, UP.
Acha.
I am from Bhopal.
J&K.
You have come from J&K to
Yeah,
watch
ma'am,
the match, to support India today?
Yeah, definitely.
Big cricket fan?
I am Kohli.
Kohli fan?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Kohli obviously is going to do extremely well as far as this match is concerned. Look at the number of people who have come here. The streets are full. I want to talk to more of where have you come from?
Bombay.
You come from Bombay, so lucky fans who've got the tickets.
Great. Yes. You are very lucky.
How excited are you to watch the match?
Very excited.
India is the favorite for the match?
Absolutely.
India is the only favorite for the match. No other person. Only India. India!
So, as I said, it's going to be a sea of blue. Wherever you can see, it's all Indian jerseys. You've got the young, you've got the old, you've got men, you've got women. Let's talk to some more fans here. Where have you guys come from?
Mumbai.
You come from Mumbai. So what do you make of the experience here?
It's really good.
Yeah?
Very excited to watch the match.
I'm sure you must have watched matches at the Wankhede. How does this compare?
No, this is much bigger. The capacity is very big, so it's really good.
I want my camera person Sumit to show you the gates of, this is the main gate of the Narendra Modi Stadium. And as you can see, lots of fans have started to get in. Lots of tricolor, lots of blue, and that's all that you're going to see today. I've got some fans here who have come dressed up. आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
मैं आया हूँ पुणे से मैम।
पुणे से आए हैं? पूरा सच के आए हैं?
पूरा सच के माहौल बनना चाहिए, पूरा एंजॉय करूंगा आज तो। बस ड्रीम है मेरा, ड्रीम है इंडिया पाकिस्तान ड्रीम, इससे ज्यादा कुछ हो नहीं सकता।
आपके माता पिता भी आए हैं?
ये इसकी वाइफ है, हम लोग पूरा फैमिली आए हैं। ये ऑल द वे ऑस्ट्रेलिया आया है इस मैच के लिए बस।
सिर्फ इस मैच के लिए ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आए हैं?
सिर्फ इस मैच के लिए ऑस्ट्रेलिया से
तो
आया।
ऐसा क्या है इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच के लिए जो आप वहाँ से आए हैं?
बस जादू है बस। दोनों टीम की बहुत अच्छी से इमोशन है, वो इमोशन जिक्र नहीं कर सकते, हम जाहिर नहीं कर सकते, बस देख के ना बहुत अच्छा होता है।
नवरात्रि आने वाली है और ये
सेलिब्रेटेड अक्रॉस द कंट्री, इसीलिए आप देख पा रहे हो यहाँ पे अलग अलग कंट्री से। मैं खुद मुंबई से आया हूँ जस्ट स्पेशल फॉर दिस मैच।
तो मुंबई में बहुत आइकॉनिक स्टेडियम है, मैं बात कर रही थी एक और, लेकिन यहाँ का माहौल आप कैसे कंपेयर करते हैं अहमदाबाद का सबसे बड़ा स्टेडियम?
अहमदाबाद 1 लाख इंडियन शाउटिंग इंडिया, कोहली, रोहित, कम ऑन बॉयज, वी नीड टू डू इट फॉर देम।
दिवाली बनेगी, दिवाली आज इंडिया में दिवाली बनने वाली है।
Rohit fan, he scored his ton last match and he has broken a lot of records.
Yes, today is also a ton.
Today is also a ton.
Yeah.
But apart from that, in the Pakistani team, who are you most nervous about?
What? No, their bowling attack.
Their bowling attack.
Yeah, but we will feed them today.
You will beat them today. All right. Fans are extremely confident, and that's how it should be. They're always very confident about what is going to happen in India-Pakistan match. See here the security arrangements as well. RAF has also been called in. There is drone coverage being done as far as the security of this match is concerned. And of course, there are going to be thousands and thousands of personals in the stadium because there are going to be over 1 lakh fans. 1,30,000 is the capacity of this Narendra Modi Stadium. You've got fans clicking selfie. Where have you come from, gentlemen?
Mumbai.
I see a lot of people from Bombay who come from this for this match.
It was a bucket list. It's ticked now. India-Pakistan match in a World Cup.
In a World Cup. This is your first India-Pakistan match in a World Cup.
In a World Cup, yes.
So what makes this contest so exciting, so different?
Pakistan. Nothing else.
that emotion is still very much there,
yeah.
to beat Pakistan. And we have a 7-0 record against them in the World Cup. 8-0? 8-0, yeah. Absolutely. Fans are extremely excited as far as this match is concerned. You know, just the fan, as they were saying, it is a festival. Cricket is a festival in India. And then on top of that, an India-Pakistan match is an even bigger festival. Nothing can compare. Nothing quite compares. I've covered a few India-Pakistan matches all around the world, and I've covered a few in the World Cup as well. And I can tell you that nothing really compares to an India-Pakistan match. In fact, there are fans who are not Indian and not Pakistanis who also like to watch an India-Pakistan contest because it is so big and because it's one of the biggest rivalries in any sport. So they also like to get a sense, get a feel. Everything is noisy anyways in India, and when it's in India-Pakistan, it becomes even bigger. Fans are continuing to come with their conscience and everything. कहाँ से आए?
हम उदयपुर से और बेसिकली रिसाइड इन बैंगलोर.
अच्छा.
सो मेरा फ्रेंड है, ये अपनी वाइफ का बर्थडे मिस करके आया है.
अपना वाइफ का बर्थडे मिस करके आया?
You can see the poster.
Missing my wife birthday today. Team India, please make the punishment worth it. क्या punishment मिलने वाली है आपको?
वो तो मुझे नहीं पता, बट जो भी मिले मंजूर है अगर टीम इंडिया जीत जाए तो.
और हार गई तो?
हार गई तो फिर पता नहीं, रास्ते पे भी सोना पड़ सकता है, 2-3 दिन खानी नहीं मिलेगा. बट जो भी है मंजूर है. लेकिन हाँ भाई, ये देख के तो ऐसा लग रहा है जीतेगा.
Surreal atmosphere going on here.
इंडिया जीतेगा भाई, जीतेगा जीतेगा जीतेगा.
Is this your first the experience of this kind of an atmosphere?
Yeah, basically yes. We have watched many matches, but India-Pakistan is the first time.
And with 130,000 crowd, it's like just amazing.
Absolutely. There's going to be some function, some singing before that also. Are you excited to watch that?
Arijit Singh.
Okay. As you can see, there is lots to look forward to. But as we continue our coverage, a lot of our guests will also be joining us. We have the best cricket panel anywhere on Indian television. But before I go to them, let's also set up this clash, the mother of all cricket battles, India versus Pakistan in the World Cup this time around.
The much-awaited blockbuster clash is here. India versus Pakistan. One of the most intense rivalries in sports. One of the biggest matches in the world. The high-octane battle would be played at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Both the teams are running high on confidence as they emerged victorious in their opening 2 matches in this edition of the World Cup. The men in blue dismantled the Australians at the Chepauk. Kohli and KL Rahul's partnership of 165 runs ensured that Pat Cummins and co take the L. The Kangaroos had never lost their opening World Cup match since 1999, and Team India were the one to end their winning streak. The performance of men in blue was sublime against Afghanistan as well. The Afghan batters had no answer to Jasprit Bumrah's breathtaking spell. While chasing the score, Rohit Sharma broke a barrage of records and became first captain since 2003 to score a century in an ODI World Cup match. On the other hand, Pakistan World Cup journey began on a shaky note versus Netherlands. The Dutch team won the toss and decided to bowl first. Team Pakistan couldn't handle the heat. But their bowling unit defended the score well and made sure that Pakistan won the match. But things turned around versus Sri Lanka. Babar Azam and co had a mammoth score of 345 runs to chase. The Pakistani team exhibited resilience and set a new record for the highest successful chase in the World Cup. While both teams have bested each other multiple times, it is India that dominates the head-to-head record. India has won all 7 matches versus Pakistan in the ODI World Cups. Babar Azam and co now aim to break the jinx against India in India. Can he become the first Pakistani captain to beat the men in blue in an ODI World Cup, or will Team India continue to extend the record? Bureau Report, CNN News 18.
Well, it's everything to play for when it's an India-Pakistan match. Thanks a lot for staying with us on our live coverage. We're going to build up to this big mega clash over the next 2 hours. 2 p.m. is the match start. I'm standing right next to the Narendra Modi Stadium. As you can see behind me, this massive cricket stadium one of the largest sports stadiums anywhere in the world, the largest cricket stadium in the world. 132,000 is the capacity, and fans have been thronging here since 9 a.m. Lots of bandobast, lots of tayari that has gone in, lots of preparations, and of course today lots of heat here in Ahmedabad as is expected. But through the sweat, the fans have been pouring in, and all the machinery, the police, the administration has been working to make this a success. I'm just going to step out of this frame for 1 second to just show you the Narendra Modi Stadium behind me. And as you can see behind me, it's a sea of blue. These are, of course, fans who've been making their way since 10 a.m. when the gates opened. And for the last 2 hours, it's been a barrage of fans that have been coming in rows and rows. And it's an absolute massive sea of blue. Lots of preparation, lots of gates to get into that Narendra Modi Stadium, as you would need for a capacity of over 130,000. But as you can see also, it's an all India support here. Hopefully we will have, of course, a good contest between these two very good sides, and we'll get the best match that we can possibly get. Both sides have done tremendously well so far in this World Cup, and of course India is going to be very, very happy as far as his campaign is concerned. Let's go across to our guests also joining us. We'll be joined by our entire panel in just a bit. But first up, I want to go across to former India cricketer Murali Kartik and former England cricketer Graeme Swann joining us. Swanee, let me begin with you. You are, of course, part and you've experienced the Ashes rivalry, the England-Australia rivalry. But as many of you also are aware, the India-Pakistan rivalry is a little bit special. How do you see it as an Englishman?
As an Englishman, this is a massive game, and I agree, this could be the biggest sporting rivalry worldwide in any sport. I mean, we have our huge football clashes, Liverpool, Everton, Man United, Man City, but this is up there, and it's amazing for an Englishman to sit back, especially two teams playing brilliant cricket at the moment. That 7-0 record of India, they'll be very proud of that. You should be proud of it. They'll want that to be 8-0. And Pakistan, that's a massive monkey on their back. They need to get that off. They need to get that first victory in the World Cup, and they're playing some very, very good cricket. Against Sri Lanka, they didn't bowl as well as they normally do, but their batting was sublime. So this is, honestly, for me, it's too close to call going into the game. We know Pakistan are very mercurial. They can be brilliant 1 minute and terrible the next. But India have been consistent in this World Cup so far. So if you had to ask me right now, I'd hedge my bets towards India. But this is going to be incredible. 130,000 people at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, which is one of my favourite grounds I've ever been to. It's immense, it's colossal, and it befits this occasion. It's going to be brilliant. I cannot wait.
Yes, absolutely. The IPL final that was played here last, that only turned out to be so iconic, and this is now an India-Pakistan clash. Murali Kartik, a 7-0 record. You know, we were talking a lot about the pressure that comes with this match for any Indian player. It is a little bit different. And as a captain also, you don't want to be the captain, or you don't want to be the side where the law of averages catches up with you and it becomes 8 starts as Pakistan is wanting 1-7. Nobody wants to be part of that team. So do you think all of these 11 men or the 15 men who, part of the squad, they'll be like, not today. If this record, this streak has to be broken, not today.
Yeah, absolutely, Shivani. I think when you are that captain, obviously you've got the pressure of leading your country in front of your home fans. But against Pakistan, it just stacks up because, as you rightly said, 7-0, everybody's been talking about this record, which is yet to be broken. But as you said, you don't want today to be the day when that is broken, and that onus is on you. That onus is on your team, and also for all Rohit Sharma is being famous for. You don't want this infamous incident to be attached to him as a captain, isn't it? So that is something which is there in the back of your mind. But I suppose as a team, it's about playing good cricket. The history was made. Statistics are made once the event has happened. So from an Indian point of view, I think India would be thinking, yes, we have done everything right so far. Yes, treat this as another clash. I know there is so much attached to it. Yes, you are going to have all the people rooting for you. There is going to be hardly any Pakistani supporter in the crowd. There's more than 100,000 in that magnificence of a stadium rooting for you. There are billions others rooting for you. So let's use it as an advantage. Forget the fact that we are playing Pakistan. Treat it as another game. and we will leave the rest to what is going to happen later on. But at the moment, I understand what you're saying. At the back of your mind, there is that prospect that you don't want today to be the day.
Absolutely. Well, whether it's going to be 1-7 or 8-0, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a cracker of a match. And India-Pakistan match is obviously not just great because of the context and the historical context and the rivalry and some of the emotions attached between the two people. Otherwise, just sporting-wise, it's also very exciting because both of these teams are very exciting teams at any given stage of their cricketing history. They've always got great talent, great batsmen and bowlers to watch out for, and a lot happens on the field. Let's listen into the two captains as well, and then I come back to our guests in just a bit.
99% he is available.
Yes, sir.
We'll see tomorrow that. नहीं देखो, मैं नहीं समझता ऐसे चीज में मैं नहीं बिलीव करता कि साइकोलॉजिकल एडवांटेज, बिकॉज आपको हर दिन अच्छा क्रिकेट खेलना जरूरी है. तो हमारे लिए एज अ टीम ये बहुत जरूरी है कि हम जो अभी मैंने बात किया, जो चीज हो चुकी है उसके बारे में ज्यादा ध्यान ना दिया जाए, और जो फ्रेश डे है, फ्रेश ऑपोजिशन है, उसके ऊपर हमें ध्यान देना चाहिए. तो दोनों टीम इवनली स्टार्ट करेंगे. आई डोंट थिंक कि कोई फेवरेट है, कोई अंडरडॉग है. दोनों टीम इक्वली बिफोर दे गो इनटू द गेम, इक्वली दोनों टीम इक्वल है.
मेरा मानना ये है कि जो पास में जो गुजर गया उस पर ज़्यादा मैं फोकस करता नहीं हूँ, और कोशिश करता हूँ कि जो आने वाली चीज़ है उस पर फोकस किया जाए. ऐसे रिकॉर्ड्स बनते हैं टूटने के लिए, और कोशिश करते हैं कि इसको ब्रेक किया जाए. इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करेंगे कल अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस दे ऑन द डे. डिपेंड करता है ऑन द डे आप कैसे खेलते हैं, और मुझे पूरा बिलीव है मेरी टीम काफ़ी अच्छा करते आ रही है फर्स्ट 2 मैचेस में, और इंशाल्लाह अगले मैचेस में भी अच्छा करेंगे. इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच इज़ बिग गेम, इज़ हाई इंटेंसिटी गेम. सो बस यही बोला है कि गिव अस बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी. अपना दो जो बेस्ट है आपका, जो आप करते आए हो, जो हमारा बिलीव है एज अ प्लेयर, एज अ टीम, हम उसको एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे प्लान्स.
All right, let's talk a little bit about, what Pakistan has shown as far as their batting is concerned. Sorry, you mentioned this a little bit. They have been in a hole, for particularly, in the last match. But it seems like they also have that middle order strength. I mean, for Shafiq to come in his World Cup opener, in his World Cup first match and smash that century, be that perfect foil for Rizwan as well. And of course, Rizwan is also kind of coming into his own as far as the ODI performance is concerned. Your thoughts on the Pakistani batting lineup first up?
The thing for me in that game against Sri Lanka was how strong the Pakistani batting was. I mean, whenever we used to play against Pakistan, you always focus on the bowlers first, because their bowlers are very, very sort of alive and energetic and can take very quick wickets and blow you out of the game. Once they conceded 345, I honestly thought, well, there's no way Pakistan will chase this. They'll start well and then they'll lose wickets. But they were so calm and composed throughout that whole innings. And like, as you say, someone coming in his first World Cup, smashing 100, and then Rizwan playing so well. They're dangerous. They're a very dangerous side. And when you get a team like Pakistan, you have to get them emotional. You have to get them involved in the game and almost not thinking about their cricket. And then they make mistakes. That's something that we always try to do. Try and get them to focus on other things rather than the cricket. Because if you don't, and this Pakistan team stay on it and stay mindful, they're a very dangerous animal. So I think India won't take this for granted that they've got that 7-0 win. They obviously go into this game knowing that two countries are absolutely going to stop down tools. There's not going to be much business going on in India or Pakistan today, I tell you, because everyone is going to be glued to their screens watching this game. And the Pakistan middle order is very, very strong. For India, you want to get wickets up top, get the middle order exposed to the new ball early on, and that way you can hopefully get, knock one or two of them out and restrict them or dent their chase. But yes, very, very strong team, this Pakistan side.
On the other side, you've got the Indian batting lineup, Karthik, which is also, possibly the best batting lineup here. We've seen some other pretty strong batting lineup struggle. But in the two matches that India has played, they've done well. They also were in a hole and got out of it. They've got some of the best batsmen in the world. Before I get to the to the bowling lineups, the Indian batting lineup, your thoughts on that? Almost everybody seems to be in great nick, great form, have got runs under their belt. And how do you compare it to the Pakistani lineup?
Look, you don't want to put the mockers on any batting lineup, but more so the Indian batting lineup because it's so close to home. There are hardly any holes there. You look at how the Indian team has settled in the last 12 to 14 months and how they have come together. Even when someone else misses out, there's always one guy who puts up his hand. And everyone coming into the World Cup are averaging close to 45. And I think that speaks volumes of how good a form they are in. When you think of the Indian batting lineup, Shubman Gill is yet to come in. We don't know whether he is fit. 99% is a great chance for any side. So if he comes in, obviously, if he comes to the top of the order, then who do they figure out? Someone like Ishan Kishan batted very nicely in the last game after getting a duck in the first game. Rohit Sharma was brilliant in the last game. We've seen, as you mentioned, two guys taking India home against a strong Australian bowling lineup on a tricky surface in the first game. So you are up against it. These guys are experienced enough. And Rohit made a very nice point. He said that these guys are used to playing in front of crowds. And that makes a huge difference. Because when you're playing against an opposition, you know that there are so many eyeballs on you in a crucial game. And how do you handle that pressure? I think this team is well equipped to handle that. Everybody, including Jadeja, Hardik Pandya, they all know how to move through gears. You can send someone like a Hardik Pandya or a Ravindra Jadeja at number 4, number 5. That's the quality of this batting lineup. You again compare this to Pakistan. Pakistan have shunted around a few players for different reasons. Fakhar Zaman was their preferred opener, but he hasn't been amongst runs. So Abdullah Shafiq came in. He got a very nice 100. You look at what Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam used to do. They used to open initially, but they have moved them around the orders to lend some stability to that middle order. So Pakistan still have a few points to consider and a few problems to assess when it comes to their batting lineup. And today could be a great day for them. Having said all that, in India could come up cropper. But going into this game, Pakistan and Babar hasn't scored runs. And today could be the day because Babar hasn't scored runs for 2 games against possibly weaker opposition. And sometimes for bigger players, the bigger the occasion and when the bell rings, they come to the party. So Babar is one guy who you have to look out for. They also have a strong batting lineup. But as I said, India hardly have any holes.
Absolutely. Well, India certainly will hope that Babar doesn't come to his party in this match at least. But, I also spoke talking about World Cup and, of course, bringing the World Cup to India, the memories of India winning the last World Cup at home in 2011. I spoke to a very special man, and that's Yuvraj Singh, on India's campaign so far. And also, interestingly, what he told Shubman Gill, because Shubman Gill, remember, has been suffering from dengue, hasn't played in the first 2 matches. Will he play today? I can't quite say for sure. But this is what Yuvraj Singh told me.
Talking of pressure, there's an India-Pakistan also coming up. What do you make of that contest?
Well, at the moment, the talk of the town, India-Pakistan game is always special. Whenever I talk to the guys, and I always tell them that look forward to the game. It's a big occasion, and you don't know whether these times are going to come back. You don't know when Pakistan is going to play in India. It's a big moment, and enjoy it.
Any other message apart from just the India-Pakistan match? Any other larger message to the Indian team? What does it take to win a World Cup, maybe?
Well, they all know what it means to win a World Cup, and we all know what it takes to win a World Cup, right? It takes, it can take everything out of you, especially in your country. So I always, whoever I talk to, just tell them, just put your headphones on, focus on your game, and it's just a matter of 40-45 days.
One of the worries for India before that India-Pakistan match has also been, the health of Shubman Gill. Unlikely that he could feature in that match. You had a word with him. Anything you told him?
I did. I told him कि मैं 2 बार डेंगू में खेला हूँ और वर्ल्ड कप में भी मेरी तबीयत ठीक नहीं थी, तो जरा खड़ा हो जा और खेल, because it's a very important game. Anyways, he would have played because if he's feeling better. But to bounce back from a viral or a dengue, it's really hard because it sucks everything from your body. So I'm sure that he really wants to play that game as well. So, and everybody looking forward for him to play that game.
टीम इंडिया के लिए चेयर करने आए और मेरे साथ बिल्कुल यहाँ पे टीम इंडिया को चेयर अप करने आए और मुझे पता है कि आप भी वही करोगे. होपफुली अच्छा रिजल्ट आ जाए.
Well, there are going to be a lot of celebrities and former Indian cricketers, big stars in attendance today. I asked Memin, senior sports journalist, is also joining me. I asked, what do you make of the atmosphere today?
Shivani, I've just walked out from the media house and media enclosure and come here. It's madness. Outside is madness. I
can see it.
Yeah, I mean people trying to get in. It's a huge stadium. 125, 130,000 people are expected to be here. It's not 1/4 full as yet, but people are thronging it.
To come in.
Yeah, they continue
you
to come
see these lines. I've seen these lines from like 10 a.m. this morning.
Yep.
And they're like, this is not a trickle. This has been like a barrage that has opened up at 10 a.m. and it's continuing like that.
Yeah, I know. But, there's only so many people who can go through the gate at one go. So it's taking a little while. But there's still a lot of time to go. Hopefully they'll all find a seat.
Yeah.
Otherwise there's going to be some, tutu meme going on between the fans.
Yeah. No, but what do you make of the occasion today? Obviously, you've covered several big matches, India-Pakistan matches in World Cups. I remember the one at Mohali. I remember the one that they played in India in 2016 for the T20 World Cup as well. That was actually the last quote-unquote World Cup in India, even though in a different format. And it's always a massive occasion, not just for Indian and Pakistani fans, but even for any cricket fan around the world.
Yeah, I mean, nothing in cricket gets bigger than this, as we know. India versus Pakistan, whether it's played in, in Manchester or in Adelaide, or certainly if it's played in India or Pakistan, is going to be huge. And I think the build-up has been tremendous for this match. As you mentioned that, we met last in 2016 and in 2019, in World Cup tournaments. So there is a scarcity of India-Pakistan matches in that sense, and therefore I think there's a lot of excitement. There's been so much building up towards this tournament even before it started, and everything pivots, even for the ICC, for the sport, everything pivots around this rivalry.
No, we've seen the BCCI also almost roll out a red carpet of sorts for the Pakistan team. There was a dinner last evening. Not many people are absolutely happy about that, given Indian-Pakistan history, but they are also very cognizant of the match and the occasion.
As look, I mean, BCCI has to, they're the host country, so you can't be partisan where the reception to the teams is concerned officially.
No, actually fans are saying that it's been a little bit extra for Pakistan. As you said, for everything pivots around the India-Pakistan match, not just for the ICC, but in this case the host board as well.
So Shivani, what happens is when India-Pakistan, there's a dinner for the Pakistan team, it's all over the media and social media. But if the same dinner was to be held for, say, some other team, it's not in the news, and therefore there's less reaction to it. So I think one has to kind of accommodate that, accept that, that's how it'll be. But I think it's good to see these two countries playing each other in a cricket match. I always feel that a sporting contest is better than none at all between two countries.
Let's talk about the two captains as well. I've got Murli Kartik and Graeme Swann also joining us, but I asked your thoughts first on Rohit as a captain and Babar as a captain. I mean, both of them are cool captains, right? Not the more aggressive kinds on the field.
Yeah, but right now I think the pressure is greater on Babar for two reasons. One is, of course, that his team has won 2 matches, much like India has, but it's not looking like a well-gelled team so far in this tournament. They've had 2 victories, but they've struggled a bit. They've had Mohammad Rizwan to bail them out. Babar himself has not been getting runs. And
that
the bowling,
was extra pressure as a captain.
Absolutely, and the deadly pace attack which they've got has not fired as yet. Neither has Shadab Khan on pitches which help spinners. So when you look at the form of the Indian team and Rohit himself, they're in actually monstrous form, the Indian batting lineup. So I think the pressure is definitely greater in Pakistan.
I hope they've not started that monstrous form too early in a World Cup. There's like 7 more matches to go just in the group stage. But let me ask Swanee this as well. What do you make of both captains? And you agree with Ayaz, of course, that not so much Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma, you don't really even get to know if he gets any pressure, if he feels any pressure at any point of time, even when the team is on a low. But the pressure certainly is going to be high on Babar, both as a captain, to fulfill that expectation that you'll break that streak, that losing streak against India in a World Cup match. And of course, because he's not performing with the bat himself.
first and foremost, I mean, my cat says hello, by the way. He's very keen to watch the game today. But Baba, yeah, he needs some runs. He really does. As a captain, you want the batting to take care of itself. If you're scoring runs, then you can just focus on the game, just focus on leading the team and inspiring the team. If you're not, that really weighs on your mind and it can distract from your captaincy. Rohit has obviously not got that issue because he's batting so well at the moment. So definitely going into the game, there's more pressure on Baba, but from a batting perspective, he might actually enjoy, especially if they field first, not having to worry about batting, just concentrating on keeping score down that India managed to put on the board. But yeah, going into the game, I'd much rather be in Rohit's shoes. I think with that massive home advantage, I mean, it really is. And by the way, I think it's magnificent that India and Pakistan are playing this game. From an outsider's point of view, this is an important fixture. For world cricket, for one-day cricket, this is a massive fixture. So I hope today is an amazing game. But I definitely do think going in, I'd rather be Rohit Sharma than Babar Azam because he's got those runs behind him, because his bowlers are performing. There's nothing worse than being a skipper whose bowlers aren't taking wickets. And the Pakistan bowlers aren't quite firing yet in the tournament. Maybe this will be their day.
Well, certainly 1 lakh fans here don't hope that that it's going to be the Pakistani bowlers' day. But we know what they're capable of. Karthik, very quickly, your thoughts on this, the battle of the captains today, and the top batsmen of each side.
Yeah, they are. They actually, most of them like to lead by example. Rohit does. Rohit has been a sensational leader. And one thing which I've enjoyed about Rohit, and not just his Indian captaincy, just his captaincy at large, is that he likes to keep things in perspective. Much like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Look, all these guys have played under a player like MSD. So obviously you learn bits and pieces of what makes him so good. Strategically, Rohit has always been good. He's always been ahead of the curve, ahead of the game. That is one of the reasons why he's been good. And also the second thing is that he allows people to make decisions. As a bowler, you need to make decisions. That is very, very important. As a captain, you have to allow that. That is exactly what Rohit does. And I enjoy that about his captaincy. And lastly, they have tried different permutation combinations. In the lead up to the World Cup, lots of people have criticized the team for resting key players at key times. But they've found out a certain formula which works for them. Yes, so as Swanee rightly said, you would rather be in Rohit's shoes coming into the game, knowing that you've got a side which backs you. You don't have to worry about who's performing and who's not performing. You know that there are players capable enough, if the situation should arise, to put their hand up, because that is what this World Cup demands. That is what big tournaments demand, that your players put their hand up when the situation or the team is in trouble. Whereas for Pakistan, as I said before, and as Ayaz said too, they have a few problems to assess. And look, sometimes you never know which game you could correct that. Hopefully, from an Indian point of view, it's not today's game. Because if everything comes good for Pakistan, then obviously you're up against it. But having said that, coming into this game, both captains, I would rather be in Rohit Sharma's. I would rather be Rohit Sharma than Babar Azam.
Absolutely. We're just waiting for, a lot of the festivities here at the stadium to also kickstart. The BCCI has planned a program for many singers coming in to regale the fans. And as Ayaz was mentioning, the stadium is possibly a quarter full. It's going to take some time to fill up. And maybe some people will wait for the heat to subside a little bit, as we've seen in the previous matches, before they start coming in for the second innings as well.
Yes, Shivani, it's hot and humid.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one factor which will play on both teams. Yeah. The players of both teams. And especially if you're fielding first, it could be a little more, taxing.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a factor. How the pitch plays is another factor for both teams. The pressure of the situation, the big occasion is going to tell on, let's see who it tells more on.
Absolutely.
But I think the skill quotient is concerned, I think so far in this tournament, India have looked ahead.
Absolutely. They've looked far ahead, in fact. So the fans, as you can see behind us, are continuing to make their way. And speaking of the fans, my colleague Sakshi also spoke to a lot of the super fans around Indian cricket. Let's listen in from them as well.
सुधीर जी, मैच से क्या उम्मीद रखते हैं?
देखिए, आज तक पाकिस्तान भारत के अगेंस्ट कभी जीत नहीं पाई वर्ल्ड कप में, तो हम यही उम्मीद जगाए रखते हैं कि 2011 की जीत टीम इंडिया करेगी रिपीट। और ये भारत पाकिस्तान का मैच जो हाई वोल्टेज का कहा जाने वाला मैच, हर हाल में टीम इंडिया जीतेगी। और ये जो बरसों से परंपरा आई है कि वर्ल्ड कप में आज तक टीम इंडिया पाकिस्तान के साथ नहीं आ रही, ये सिलसिला बरकरार रहेगी।
बिल्कुल, तो ये मौका वाला मोमेंट है, आप कहेंगे?
नहीं, मौका नहीं, लेकिन अगर शंखनाद करना चाहेंगे तो शुभारंभ शंखनाद से कर दूं।
सुधीर जी, शंखनाद बजा दिया जाए।
ये शंख नहीं, ये है जंग ऐलान, टीम इंडिया सबसे महान। भारत माता की जय।
So the farmers is here. We were talking about the excitement. सुधीर चौधरी जी ने तो शंखनाद बोल दिया। Last but not least, मैं बस आपसे छोटा सा सवाल हमारे दर्शकों के लिए पूछना चाहती हूँ, क्या अभी भी आप सचिन जी के लिए लीची लेके जाते हैं?
हाँ, अभी भी जाते हैं, लेकिन बैड लक, मैंने 2003 में मुलाकात हुई, 2004 से मैं कंटिन्यू लीची लेके गया। आज तक कोई इसी साल नहीं है जो मैं कभी नागा की हो, लेकिन दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण 2020 कोविड की वजह से सचिन सर को बोले तो बोले सुधीर मत आओ, मैं भी रहूंगा, आप भी रहोगे, जब मर्जी आ जाना, लेकिन अभी कोविड की वजह से सारे ट्रैवल बंद है। फिर 2021 में भी बोले कि सर अभी आऊं, तो उस समय फ्लाइट, ट्रेन, बस सारे बंद थे, जिसके कारण उन्होंने मना किए। लेकिन अपनी लाइफ में जब से सचिन सर से 2003 में मुलाकात हुई, हर साल लीची लेके जाता हूँ। मेरी दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण 2020 और 2021 थी जो नहीं ले जा पाए, लेकिन फिर इस साल भी लीची लेके गए, सचिन सर से मिले, क्योंकि जिस दिन ले जाते हैं मैरिज यूनिवर्सिटी होती है तो मुंह मीठा करने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त होता है।
We have Pakistan's super fan Bashir ji, famously known as Chacha, here with us. Certainly he is going to be outnumbered by the Indian fans here, but he has travelled all the way from Pakistan to support his favorite team. Sir, पाकिस्तान की टीम के लिए आपका क्या संदेश है? कल बड़ा मैच है।
कल पाकिस्तान जीत गया तो समझो हम फाइनल तक आ गए। कल बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट मैच है।
लेकिन इतने सारे लोगों के बीच में आप अकेले होने वाले हैं जो पाकिस्तान को सपोर्ट करेंगे, तो फिर आप कैसे उन पे भारी पड़ेंगे?
सब मेरे भाई है, मोहब्बत है, मजा आएगा, मैं एक पर भारी रहूंगा।
अगर इंडिया जीत गई कल तो?
मेरी बीवी हैप्पी है, आई एम हैप्पी।
अब मैं देख सकती हूँ कि आपने कपड़े बड़े शानदार पहने हुए हैं। हमारे दर्शकों को अगर दिखाना चाहे कि क्या लिखा है, देश आप पढ़ के खुद बताना चाहेंगे?
तेज में गंदा बहती है, तेज मेरी बीवी है, आप बड़ी सुंदर हो।
थैंक यू। और एक बार अपनी टीम के लिए आप नारे लगाना चाहेंगे?
जीतेगा भाई, जीतेगा, इंडिया जीतेगा। और भाईजान भी बोलो यार।
When we talk about crazy and iconic fan, we have talked to Ram Babu ji before at the airport also. Right now he is in his real avatar. Ram Babu ji, कैसा लग रहा है?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ऐसा लग रहा है कोई मेला लगा हुआ है, जलसा आ रहा है। मतलब मैं जवाब ही नहीं है। ये मैच वर्ल्ड वाइड नंबर 1 मैच है और वर्ल्ड कप से बड़ा मैच है ये।
धोनी जी को कितना मिस कर रहे हैं?
बिल्कुल, माही सर को तो मिस कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो भी मिल रहा है कह रहा है धोनी सर नहीं है, लेकिन आप वो मेरे साथ सब सेल्फियां खिंचा रहे हैं, लेकिन क्योंकि सब आशीर्वाद धोनी सर का है, क्योंकि उन्होंने जो लेजेंडगिरी जो ट्रॉफीज जिताई हैं हिंदुस्तान को, उसका कारनामा अब रोहित शर्मा के हाथ में है, क्योंकि अपना देश इस चीज को होस्ट कर रहा है। तो ये मैच वर्ल्ड कप तो है ही है, लेकिन आज का मैच वर्ल्ड कप जीतने बराबर है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान सामने है। और पाकिस्तान जब सामने आता है, क्योंकि बहुत सालों बाद वो आमने सामने होते हैं वर्ल्ड कप में, आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट में, तो मैं चाहेंगा, पूरा देश चाहेगा आज का मैच जीते और रोहित शर्मा इसके गवाह बने। विराट कोहली, शुभमन गिल की वापसी हो चुकी है और बढ़िया हो गया हमारी टीम के लिए। और टीम भी बेकरार है। जब टॉस होगा, टॉस के बाद जब ग्राउंड में उतरेगी हमारी टीम, तो 132-34 हजार लोग जब इंडिया इंडिया वंदे मातरम बोलेंगे तो अलग ही माहौल रहेगा।
Do I really have to say something? The high octane match is finally here. Are we going to make the tally 8-0 or will that become 7-1? We are reporting live outside from the Narendra Modi Stadium here in Ahmedabad. We are in the Manchester of India. As you can see, the blue jerseys everywhere. There's going to be a high octane energy. Power is here, excitement is here on the ground. People have come from all over the country, not only all over from the country, but from outside of the country as well. It is electrifying here. People behind me, people everywhere, they are waiting to enter the stadium and also see the mega battle between India and Pakistan. Let's talk to some of them and get to know what excitement do they really have. Where have you come from? कहाँ से आए सर?
दिल्ली।
दिल्ली से आप?
या सेम।
क्या लगता है आज 7-1 हो जाएगा या 8-0?
8-0 होगा।
कोई चांस ही नहीं है। It's completely 8-0 gonna be today.
ओके, और आपका फेवरेट प्लेयर?
Obviously विराट।
हमारा तो जडेजा है, बापू बापू।
Well, if you look at the India-Pakistan record over the last 5 ODIs, it has been India all the way. So that's not just, of course, World Cup. That also includes the Asia Cup record as well. Swan, I know that, the past records don't always mean that, the current team can't perform. But just for context, over the last 3 to 4 years, since 2018, that 2019 World Cup clash in Manchester, you've got, of course, the Asia Cup clashes and the World Cup clashes. You see that India has been the dominant side in big tournaments. Now, that big tournament thing, how much of a factor is that? Because other than that, Pakistan also has done historically well against India. But it's the big tournaments where India has always been dominant.
That's right, and that is important going into a game. It will give fuel to the fire for Pakistan because they'll definitely want to improve that record. 7-0 in World Cups, it's amazing actually when you think of that. So they'll definitely want to win. The one thing I worry about for India, do you remember the T20 World Cup in the UAE? When before the game it was all India, Pakistan never beaten us in ICC tournaments, and there was that 10-wicket victory in Dubai. That's what worries me a little bit. Pakistan are like that. They can be absolutely magnificent on their day. And so as an Indian side, you're very, very wary of this Pakistan side. When you go into the game, you hope that record makes you more confident. You hope you look around the change room and everyone knows, like we're 7-0. We did win recently in the Asia Cup and played very well against Pakistan. They're the games that you have to remember, the recent ones. When you've got the ball in your hand and you stood at the end of your mark, the batter at the other end, how he's got on in recent games is much more important than how he's gone in the past, in sort of 2 or 3 years previously. So it's all about current form. Pakistan just hit form with the bat, not with the ball, and India are in terrific form with bat and ball. So, going into the game, I'm expecting 8-0 by the end of this game. I'm with the crowd there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pakistan put up a really good fight for it today.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we don't want it to be one-sided affair either. But Karthik, I want to take the same question to you. What is that big match difference between India and Pakistan? Why do we see that? Because other than that, Pakistan has actually done well against India historically and in all formats. And their overall record against India is actually the superior record. But what is it about big games and big tournament mentality?
Look, it'll be an interesting thesis question, to be very honest. Somebody can do a PhD on it. And you can ask a psychologist as to how this happens, because you're absolutely right. When you talk of bilaterals over the years, historically, Pakistan have done really well. But maybe in World Cup tournaments, I don't know what it is. Maybe is it the pressure of wanting to defeat the other nation that gets to somebody? I have no idea. Look, the same question can be asked of South Africa. They've been such a gun side. They've gone to different parts of the world and beaten Australia. And Australia, they've been so good. But when it came to ICC tournaments and semi-finals, something happened. So it's an interesting mindset question, isn't it? Why is it that, as Swani rightly put it, when you talk of a dressing room, you know that there is a good hangover and a bad hangover. When you look at your team and when you know that these guys have done well against a certain side, or as a team, you have a superior record against a certain side, actually it just boosts your morale. It actually gives a bit of a wind beneath your wings, so to say. So I suppose with India, that is what happens when you talk of Pakistan. Having said that, Swani mentioned that T20 World Cup in Dubai, where it was a one-sided game. They defeated India very easily. You talk of Champions Trophy 2017, Fakhar Zaman led that charge and India was defeated. So it's not as if that Pakistan haven't done well. Maybe in World Cup, when you put WC in front, India have been good. But again, it's all history is made after the event has happened. Rohit and all these guys will be aware that today could be a very different day. So they have to be up to speed. They have to do everything right. All the things that they have done right so far all culminates into today. Because for India, it's about Pakistan. For Pakistan, it's about India. You can have the rest of the tournament, which can go either way, but this is the mother of all clashes as you build it. And I think it all boils down to that. But to your question per se, I would say it's a great thesis question. It's a great question for any psychologist to answer.
So why don't you and Swani get together, put on your thinking caps, your PhD caps, and maybe write one for us? You can collaborate.
I was just thinking that. I'll happily start it right now. although university is a bit in the past for me. But I was just thinking, I'm going to pose this question to you actually. What would you prefer if India lost today but won the World Cup? Would that be better than India winning today and losing the World Cup? Because that's, as a fan, that's always something that you worry about. This game is so huge, India v Pakistan, that you desperately want to win. As a fan as well, you desperately want your side to win. But would you take defeat today if it spurred your side on to win the tournament? That's the thing I think about. Personally, if England are playing Australia, I never want to lose in any form of the game. But I would take a World Cup defeat in the group stages if it meant beating Australia in the final.
Was that question for me or for Karthik?
For both of you.
Let's start with you.
Karthik, why don't you go first? Then me and Ayaz will come in. No.
No, you have to start. You've been the one who's been asking us.
Okay, Yeah. So I will start. Swani is asking, would you rather take the loss in a group stage match against Pakistan but get the World Cup? I'll also answer. Or would you rather win today, even if you have to lose the World Cup title?
Preposterous. I think we should win both times. Win in the league phase as well as in the final.
What if you had to pick one?
Yeah, then you have to obviously pick the title winning.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
No, I'll agree. I am maybe a little bit more pragmatic than...
I'm saying please tell Ayaz there are only 2 choices in this. It is not a Kaun Banega Crorepati which has got 4 choices. So he has to choose between 2 choices.
Yeah, he chose. He said he'll go with the title winning, the title win. And I think I agree with him. We are a little bit more pragmatic than some of the fans on the street. Maybe they will say it differently, but I think I will also take the World Cup title, even if it means that the streak against Pakistan is broken in a World Cup.
And also the World Cup final will be played here.
Yeah.
So it's the same 2 teams and the same, maybe even greater fervor.
Or how about India beat Pakistan today and then beat Pakistan again in the final here itself?
That's what I'm saying. So if it's both times, it's great.
All right. Let's also go across to my colleague Sakshi, who is joining us. Sakshi has also been, savoring the mood here at the Narendra Modi Stadium. Sakshi, give us a sense of the fans with you.
Right, Shivani, we were just here and we are bringing all the live coverage from outside of the Narendra Modi International Cricket Stadium. The sea is not stopping. We are expecting a blue sea. We are expecting the entire Pakistani team being outnumbered because of the Indian fans gathered here. You can see the different type of clothes that they are wearing. They have been preparing, these type of costumes and paint since yesterday. Let's talk to them and try to understand at what preparations they have done. Where have they come from? Sir, आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
मैं कोलकाता से आया हूँ. मैं राहुल द्रविड़ सर का बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ.
हम देख सकते हैं आपके हेड गियर पे. If you can just take a closer look, I request my video journalist to pan camera and take a closer look here, Shivani. As you can see, the entire team is here. He's a big fan of Rahul Dravid, as he said. और आप क्या चाहते हैं आज मैच में क्या होने वाला है?
आज हम लोग धमाकेदार जीत करें और अनबीटन चैंपियन हो हम लोग. पाकिस्तान को हरा के और आगे इस तरफ 1 by 1 स्टेप बढ़ते जाए और हम लोग ये कप जरूर जीतेंगे.
We have a painted guide as well. Let's try to understand. आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
मेरा नाम दीपक पटेल है और मैं नागपुर से अपने टीम इंडिया और अपने हीरो को सपोर्ट करने आया हूँ.
अच्छा, तो मैच से क्या उम्मीद है आज आपको?
उम्मीदें क्लियर है, बस हम लोग जीत रहे हैं और काफी अच्छा हमारे
All right, it seems we've lost that connection with Sakshi, but I request all of our guests to stay with us. We also did a special preview show and a special conversation with Sama TV before this contest, of course with the experts on their sides as well. Let's listen to an excerpt of that communication, of that conversation, and of course after that we'll be back here. Remember, the toss is going to be happening in some time from now. We'll get you all of those updates, more fan voices, and our biggest panel will be with us. So stay with us, but take a look at this special conversation.
मुश्ताक भाई और यूसुफ भाई, आपसे मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहती थी. हम भारत में हमेशा ये सोचते रहते हैं, पूरे वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में लोग यही सोचते हैं कि पाकिस्तान की पेस बैटरी हर साल के बाद हर साल नए पेस बैटरी, पेस बॉलर्स, वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट बॉलर्स आप कैसे प्रोड्यूस करते हैं? एक तो ये बताइए. दूसरा, आपको अब हमारी जो पेस बैटरी है, बहुत सालों के बाद हमारे पास इतने पेस बॉलर्स हैं जो हम उनको रोटेट भी कर सकते हैं,
उनके बारे में क्या कहना है?
हमारे पाकिस्तान में वसीम अकरम, वकार यूनुस, यू नेम इमरान खान, यू कैन नेम ऑल ऑफ देम, यू नो लाइक बड़े बड़े प्लेयर जो है ना वो रोल मॉडल रह चुके हैं। सो अब जो आके देख रहे हैं, श्रीनाथ के बाद आपने देखा है, आपके प्रसाद के बाद, आपके जहीर खान के बाद, आपके नेहरा के बाद, अब उन लोगों को पता चला कि फास्ट बॉलिंग इज गोना की। सो आई थिंक ये जो रोल मॉडल होते हैं ना कोई भी दुनिया के, जब वो परफॉर्मेंस कर रहे होते हैं तो नीचे से जो आपके ग्रास रूट से ना सारे उन जैसे क्रिकेटर बनना चाहते हैं। इसलिए पाकिस्तान और इंडिया की बॉलिंग अब तगड़ी होती जा रही है, फास्ट बॉलिंग, बिकॉज हाईएस्ट लेवल के ऊपर उनको 140-45 के लगभग के बॉलर्स मिल रहे हैं, पर नीचे से खुद ब खुद अब निकलने लगेंगे। कार्तर के दौर में, बिशिंग सिंह बेदी साहब के दौर में, और जितने भी आपके स्पिनर, अनिल कुंबले के दौर में, जब स्पिन अच्छा कर रहे होते थे तो एवरीवन वांट्स टू बिकम स्पिनर्स। नाउ आप देखिएगा कि अब फास्ट बॉलरों का दौर शुरू हो गया इंडिया में भी और पाकिस्तान में भी। इसलिए ये दोनों मुल्कों में अब फास्ट बॉलर्स और अच्छे तगड़े फास्ट बॉलर मिल रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो ऊपर वाले बॉलर हैं नेशनल टीम के साथ आपके कंट्रीज के प्लेयर्स जो हैं वो परफॉर्मेंस कर रहे हैं, इसलिए उनको ऐसे नीचे से अब सारे दे वांट टू बी लाइक।
पाकिस्तान का ऐसा कौन सा खिलाड़ी है जो आप समझते हैं इंडिया की टीम के लिए थ्रेट बन जाएगा?
पाकिस्तान का देखिए, हम तो पाकिस्तानी, हम चाह रहे हैं सारे प्लेयर थ्रेट बन जाए उनके लिए और उनके सारे प्लेयर को। लेकिन देखिए ये गेम बड़ी जबरदस्त,
विराट की और हमारे लाला की अक्सर होती रहती थी ना नोक झोंक, लेकिन हमारे विराट तो बाबर आजम के फैन है।
देखिए गौतम गंभीर की और लाला की होती थी, विराट की
जी जी। देखिए विराट कोहली ना, हम लोग यही बात कर रहे थे कल, वो नवीन उल हक उनके खिलाफ खेल रहे थे और नवीन उल हक को बहुत फैंस जो दिल्ली में आए हुए थे वो उनको थोड़ा बहुत ट्रोल कर रहे थे, या क्या कह सकते हैं, उनके साथ थोड़ी नोकझोंक हो रही थी। तो विराट कोहली ने अपना एक्शन करके अपने फैंस को बोला, दिल्ली के फैंस को बोला कि आप नवीन को परेशान ना करें। विराट कोहली उस लेवल के प्लेयर हैं, विराट कोहली हर एक को रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं और ये वो इंडिया के एम्बेसडर हैं। वो जो करते हैं, उनके जो एक्शंस हैं, उससे आपको पता चलता है कि इंडिया कैसे, इंडिया के स्पोर्ट्स एम्बेसडर है, नेशनल एम्बेसडर है वो।
Listen, I think the very argument where you want to compare Virat with anyone else,
जैसे इसके
when you
बारे
talk
में
about
तो मैं भी
stardom
कहूंगा
in the sport,
कोहली के बारे में,
it's a futile argument. There's no space for an argument like that. You are talking about a guy who's cricket's ambassador to the world. He's a global superstar. So we're not even looking at, the space between India and Pakistan. I'm saying for among all the countries that today play cricket at whatever level and whichever markets they cater to, and I'm talking about, America being the latest market, there is no comparison. So all of this
बट एक बात और भी है श्रीनी, जैसे कि हमारे पैनल पे ही पता चल रहा है कि अलग अलग एरा का थोड़ा बहुत अलग अलग फीलिंग रहा है।
एक चीज मैं आप लोगों से शेयर करना चाह रहा हूँ,
बिल्कुल।
वो एक चीज शेयर ये करना चाह रहा हूँ कि शाहीन, जब बुमराह के यहाँ बेटा पैदा हुआ तो शाहीन ने एशिया कप में जाकर उसको गिफ्ट दिया। ये मोहब्बत का पैगाम है।
जहाँ तक बाबर आजम है, बहुत बेहतरीन खिलाड़ी है, और अगर एक दो मैच में किसी परफॉर्मेंस नहीं होती तो खिलाड़ी खराब नहीं होता। तो मेरे ख्याल से जब बिग मैचेस की बात आती है तो जो बड़े खिलाड़ी होते हैं वो बहुत उभर के आते हैं, ऊपर वहाँ पे परफॉर्म करते हैं। तो मेरे ख्याल से जैसा कि पहला यूसुफ ने भी जिक्र किया है, प्रशांत ने भी किया है, मुरली और मुश्ताक ने, कि इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है कि आप खाली दो खिलाड़ी से ये टूर्नामेंट जीत सकते हैं, मैच जीत सकते हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सबकी परफॉर्मेंस होनी बहुत ज़रूरी है। जो टीम वर्क इसलिए बोलते हैं कि जब हर खिलाड़ी वहाँ परफॉर्म करता है और आपकी टीम वर्क उसको कहा जाता है। मेरे नज़रिए से क्रिकेट इंडिविजुअल गेम है, और जब इंडिविजुअल परफॉर्म करते हैं तो वो टीम गेम बन जाती है। तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है हर खिलाड़ी के लिए।
पर जिमी पा ने कहा ये क्रिकेट है, क्रिकेट में आप हिस्ट्री मोटिवेशन के लिए ले सकते हैं, पर ऑन अ गिवन डे आप बड़े मोमेंट्स कौन जीतेगा, प्रेशर को कौन हैंडल करेगा, एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली क्रिकेट कौन अच्छा खेलेगा वो मैटर करता है। हिस्ट्री तो चलती रहेगी, स्टेटिस्टिक बाद में बनता है। स्टेटिस्टिक बनाने के लिए तो अच्छा करना पड़ेगा, वो दिन है, वो 14 तारीख है।